Qualifying 1 was a good start to the session with a 1.478 second gap to the three Brits, Russell, Norris and Hamilton, while obtaining all three purple sectors with quite a comfortable margin. After the session, George got much closer and we had a 1.04 second advantage over the AI. I was going to say only, but that makes me seem entitled and spoiled. Qualifying 2, we were spoiled. A 2.464 second gap over Verstappen in second place with the three purples. Finished the session and Max closed the gap ever so slightly, and I was now only 2.427 seconds ahead of the AI. See what I did there? Qualifying 3, and Perez took second place to begin with. I was in first place with a 2.386 second gap to the home man. After the session, Norris popped into second place, just under 2 seconds, with a 1.94 second gap. See if we can go win and extend our winning record, ignoring Singapore. Let's go.
Welcome to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, the location for today's race. The cars are out on the grid, so let's join the action down on the track. At 2,285 meters above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners then make a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking into the braking zones of Turn 1 and Turn 4. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Esteban Ocon lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Verstappen, Kevin Magnussen and Hamilton, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Sainz and Daniel Ricciardo, Stroll, Vettel, Alex Albon and Leclerc, Bottas, Mick Schumacher, Guan Yu Zhou and Pierre Gasly, Tsunoda and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into Turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
There's so many circuits on the grid.
I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
I probably interrupted Mark there. There's so many circuits on the grid and they can't even be bothered to make sure that there's at least 2 different ones per circuit. What I mean is there's, about 5 different lines of commentary they can have for the beginning? Why not just come up with 1 or 2 for each Grand Prix? Then you have 44 that you can pick from. Anyway, strategy. Softs are 16 laps and then double mediums for the final 2 stints. Let's see if we can swap that around. Maybe go for a medium hard. It's not bad actually. 1.063 second gap to the original strategy of a double mediums, but we don't want to do that. See if we can adjust the double mediums. 9 seconds, that's looking good. 9.8, 9.2. Go that way. 9.201. Looks like we're going to get the best. Slightly slower. I think we're going to stick with the alternative strategy. let's make it the let's make the one stop the original strategy, just in case we need to switch over mid-race because of time wear, damage, etc. Take out all the fuel. Fuel saving was good in the practice sessions, so we'll go down to 71 laps. No, actually no, fuel saving was a little bit poor. 0.2 of a lap, or we'd have to go down to 69 laps. 0.2 of a lap. I'll probably regret it later. That's why I'm going to change it now. Put it on 100. Yeah, that should be fine. Fuel saving wasn't too good in practice. Last week I found out that my mic can be turned off and on. Let's not turn it off this time, and let's just go straight to the race. So here we are for lap 1 of the Mexico Grand Prix. Got ourselves reset the reset on the grid position. So yeah, that was poor, and tire temperatures weren't the best either, about mid-80s. And so into turn 1 we were 3rd place, trying to go around the outside of someone in case there was someone on our inside. Hamilton, this is a bit close, but not close enough to make a move. So we changed our focus to Norris ahead, and with a quick dive down the inside of turn 5, we were able to get ourselves up back into P2, meaning that we could now chase after Verstappen in 1st place. Obviously it doesn't matter if we don't finish 1st because championship's already wrapped up, but it'd be nice, you know, to win the remaining races. So that's what I'm doing. Lap 2, and we came up to Verstappen. Where do we go? We go to the left. He tries forcing me all the way to the inside, but I force him all the way to the outside. And into turn 1, he tries going around the outside. We hit the apex, give him the apex turn 2, and by the apex turn 3 we were up into P1 once again. So that was nice, and now we could go lead the race. Wrong way. Right, start, Lando just pulled away. On board with George. Magnussen gets a great run. Probably be best to watch from Verstappen. Yeah, I get a poor reaction time and bog down Russell, which allows Hamilton to get through. How on earth does Hamilton dive bomb me? Oh, I tried braking a little bit later. Earlier. Yeah. Yeah, he gets close, but not really close enough. A little bit of wheel spin still. Yeah, tyre temperatures mid to low 80s. Not good. But we try and get them up to temperature by going around the outside and inside of Lando. It worked. Did we give him space? We gave him space, right? He could have easily gone round the outside there. He could have continued. And it's a tight corner. Okay. I'm already going full lock. So deal with that. And then we go on board Max. Yeah, you can't see from Lando. No, on board following Max. He just drinks right several times. And we're like, nope, we're not having any of it. Force him left. Going into the apex, give him the space just in case he's still there, because I can't quite tell. A little bit of wheel spin on the exit, but ERS, and we're into the lead for the time being, or permanently. Shouldn't really give it away on highlights, should I? Lap 13 we had a slow lap. I really should look at the sectors. Because that helps a lot. Oh yeah. This nasty little curb at turn 9 sent us quite away from where we should be going. I think I could have saved that a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit wide. And then I'm already drifting, and I've drifted across the curb. As you can see, the rear comes off just as the front comes off, and the car does not like that. So it starts spinning quite drastically as well. I try and save it because otherwise I'm going into that wall, unless I do a USA in practice. Tried turning into the spin, didn't work. Can go on the brakes and back underway. How much time did we lose? 17.4 down to 10.6. 6.8 seconds. Track limits on lap 14. See where they were. First warning of the race. Of how many? You have to wait and see. You know what? I'm not surprised. I try and take this flat out as much as I can, so sometimes I cut corners. Normally, I run wide here. If you watch last season's video, you'll know. But didn't really like using. I haven't really used the curbs at all this season. It's really weird. I'll have to change that because I'm losing time if I don't. Lap 20, another slow lap. Let's see what happened this time. Oh yeah, really wide at turn 1. Nothing else to say there really. .23.6. How on earth has that stayed at 23.6? Okay. You know, I should go through the whole lap just to make sure. Yeah, just going wide everywhere. I used the curb this time. I mean, towards the end of the race, I do start using the curbs a lot. Oh, that wouldn't have helped either. And then this was a big mistake. So, very similar to what happened on lap 13. Heading through turn 6 now. Heading to turn 7, but then turn 8. Just try and take the curb a little bit. As you can see now. And the car did not. Well, I think I over-exaggerated it, but car did not like it. And there's Joe that's just gone past. Oh. A little bit less off the curbs this time. Well, no, we rode completely on the curb. Lap 13 we were just on the other side of the curb trying to get off. But yeah, you can see that there is a small snap, and I do try and save it, but I feel like it would have been better if I just came off the throttle. Because how much do I steer? Yeah, I steer way too much for that small of a snap. And then 90 degrees to the circuit, full revs. That's how you do a 360. At least from my experience. Lap 28. Pit stop time. Max has already come in. Surely Lando hasn't. I'll have to check that afterwards. But we've got a pit stop gap, 2 Verstappen behind us. Obviously, once we come in, it won't be because of the 3 mistakes in stint 1. But making sure that we've got onto the mediums through the yeah, that's what it's called. Into the box, no hitting polystyrene boards. There goes Joe, brand new, and down the pit lane we go. Running over McLaren and AlphaTauri. I mean, what's going on with the pit lane? I don't get how it's so bugged. I wonder if it's just me that's getting this. I do watch YouTube videos, but I'm about a month behind, so I haven't been able to watch any current. Although I started seeing the issue about 3 weeks ago for Belgium. So yeah. Anyway, that's the end of stint 1. We have to go all the way to lap 38 for stint 2's first mistake. Now this time it's in sector 1. And as you can see, Zhou Guanyu, we're about to lap him again for the because of the pit stops for the first time. But for one lap down. And we're about to lap Magnussen, but just a little bit too much throttle. And we have to counter steer. And unfortunately for Kevin, it means Zhou Guanyu overtook him. Yeah, he's just come out pit lane. There's Alonso battling with Tsunoda after Alonso's stop. He was 6th, but yeah, just a little bit too much throttle. I need to save it better, because ideally this shouldn't happen, but ideally if it does happen, I should be going back on track after this. I should not be drifting left to drift right to correct myself left again. That's what 3 corrections I shouldn't have to be making. Kevin's been having a really good season at the moment. But unfortunately that kind of ended. On lap 51. Yep, heading to turn 1, engine blows out and pulls over the side of the circuit just after turn 3. As his engine blows a little bit more. He's been having a really good couple of races at the moment. Just a shame to see him retire. Alonso's next on lap 64. No, it's not. my pit stop, lap 55. How can I forget myself? Like, I know I don't like to talk about myself a lot, but come on. Doesn't mean I can forget about myself. That I do in my spare time. Not when making a video. Sector 3. Made a huge mistake. Just trying to push it a little bit. Weren't able to set a new fastest lap this. Yeah, just before this pit stop. We did have to quickly change the tyres to softs though, because during the radio I accidentally selected hards because I wasn't able to click down. I was trying to use the rotary dials on my wheel instead of the D-pad, so that wouldn't have helped. Again, running over some AlphaTauri mechanics and onto softs for the final 16 laps of the race. 5 laps of like conserving them, and 10 laps of full out push. Just as Alonso unlaps himself to get relapped in Sector 2. Stroll's having a good race. The Mercs not so much. But it doesn't matter, they can't win the championship anyway. We've won it in USA. Nice helicopter cam, too bad. Lap 64, and Fernando Alonso, where are you? Ah yes. So, as you can see, George Russell overtaking Stroll just at the end of the main straight. Will he be able to do it from the point of view of Alonso? No, not quite. But Alonso is now on the back of George Russell. I don't know why I'm trying to commentate. But dropping back a little bit. Have I got the wrong place? No, I've got the right place. Alonso retired. Yay. This now means that there's double the chance that, well, using numbers, double the chance that I retire from the Grand Prix. But from Grand Prix this season, so because afterwards, because I can't mechanically retire in this. Why has that gap gone down? Oh, pit stop. My bad. And because I can't mechanically retire from these races, only terminal damage, I am going to use probabilities to determine if I retire from Grand Prix this season, based on how many Alonso retires from. So in a moment he's retired from 2 out of 22, meaning that each race I'm going to give myself a 1 in 11 chance that I retire from the race, which is why I'm still trying to build up this gap as much as possible. And lap 66, slow lap obviously because of Fernando. Nothing more to say there. I just wanted to explain all that. So, no, not slow lap. Track limits. Did I do lap 29? Let me just see what the limits were on lap 29 and then I can find out. No, I did not because of the pit stop. So, second limit on lap 29. See where. Surprisingly I only got 3 this race. I pressed A and it didn't pause. It don't matter. Because this is where I track limited. Yeah, see, not even using curb. Lap 66 for our penalty. Did get awfully cloudy towards the end of the race. However, it's fine. No rain appeared. No rain was forecasted. I am a little bit annoyed about rain at the end of these races. So if it does rain, I am hoping that it will be full race instead, because just part of a race is so annoying. I think that's why I like to corner cut as well. Part of the car over the curb is annoying. Anyway, lap 69 for Zhou Guan Yu, and he's retiring from the Grand Prix. No, he's letting Verstappen lap him. What do you do, Zhou? Oh my god. That's why you retire? Seriously. Max doesn't even feel it. He's just braking so late. Why is he braking? 100 meters. But it looks like he's not even braking. And he's just driven into Max. Why is this suspension being funny? Why is this tyre being funny? Anyway, we had to go through the landmine of damage. Oh, that looks closer than it was. Let's be honest. From the onboard, that looks much closer than it is. How about Latifi? Do you get close to it? No, he sees it and completely avoids it. Anyway, lap 71, that means the end of the Grand Prix. And obviously, very hard to bottle it from here. Hopefully this helicopter cam stays with us. No, it does not. I shouldn't have talked about it. Or you could choose the cameras instead of the driver. That'd be so cool. Yes, you would have to change every time, but maybe you have it so it's a toggle where you stick to the camera or stick to the driver. That'd be cool. Anyway, we come across the line to win the Grand Prix and extend our championship lead even more. We don't need to. It's about 144 points now, meaning that, let's just say, if I get really unlucky with the retirements in the bingo, let's say, I forget, the unluckiest I can get is 5 races and I'll still win the championship. Of course, providing those 5 races aren't Monaco, Azerbaijan and Singapore, because I already retired from them. So hopefully we can extend our championship lead even more, and we can get above 156 points, which is the threshold for 6 retirements. It'd be very unlucky, but you know, just got to prepare for everything. But that's it. I've got nothing else to talk about, so I'll hand you over to me from probably about Thursday. No, correct that. Saturday, because no, it should be Thursday. Well, no, I won't be doing. There will be no videos week. Well, technically, there should be no videos week commencing the 3rd of April because of the Australian Grand Prix. So, instead of catching up and doing 3 videos next week, it'll be 2. It'll be USA and this one, with Brazil, tomorrow's race, being released hopefully Thursday the 6th of April. You don't need to know any of this, you just need to... Yeah, you don't need to know any of this. You can just do whatever you want, because nobody cares. Except the YouTube bots. They've been giving me thousands of views, and my total view count on this channel is now 5,000 because of bots. Thank you so much, YouTube. The race was done on the 25th of March, 5 days ago, and the script is getting written on the 30th of March, which reminds me, I have an announcement at the end of the video, of which is actually being made a little bit later because I was setting up a April Fool's prank for my friends. So I spent half an hour doing that instead of doing this. The dark temperatures are around the middle of the 80s. I can not quite remember them, so I think I should start saying them in the highlights to remember them. The grid slot was bottled anyway, so the tyre temperatures would only reduce the damage into turn 1. Of said damage, even before the brake markers, Norris and Verstappen had us, while Hamilton dived down my inside into turn 1. I stayed ahead of him, and this allowed me to go down the inside of Norris in turn 5 and put myself into P2 again. Lap 2, and we had a lot of speed compared to Max, and we went down his inside at turn 1, and through turn 2 we pushed away and got ourselves back P1. Back at lap 1, Norris got us immediately. Norris got us at once, and Max followed suit before the end of the pit lane exit. I held up Russell behind me and allowed Magnussen on his outside, the right hand side of the grid doing better because of my bad start. Then Hamilton pulled alongside his teammate and edged towards Magnussen, and instead dived down my inside, but it was highly ineffective. And he fell to 4th, stayed 4th, got up to 4th because he overtook Magnussen. I started going the overtake on Norris. I started going around the outside of turn 4, and then in turn 5 we should have given more space to him, but we had full lock to give more, and to give more space we would have to do an AI and slow down massively, which is where they need to improve and do more racing tactics like us. I think that'd be a really good addition to the AI if they could do that, not slow down and just squeeze you. Yeah, some people would say it's unfair, but come on. Real life it's unfair, so why not the game? Lap 2, and Max had some dodgy tactics down the straight. I first pulled right, then twice at least he jinked towards us, and so into turn 1 I had to keep my guard, and we did, although breaking early into turn 1, and we took P1. Back to the live action, lap 13, we had our first spin in the race. Of how many? Wait and see. The spin was at turn 8, and it was caused by going wide at turn 7, and so I was more on the apex than I normally am. So coming off the curb, it spun the car, and we tried saving it, but we steered too much, and it sent us spinning the other way with the braking not correct. We were perpendicular to the circuit, but only lost 7 seconds. Lap 14, we had our first track limit warning. At turn 11, I corner cut it. Lap 20, another slow lap. We went quite wide at turn 1 and compromised our run through turn 2. We also went quite wide. We also went wide later at turn 13, and so lost more time. Lap 25, we had another spin. Again at turn 8, this time we steered too much twice and sent myself into a 180 spin, but quick thinking, and when we were perpendicular to the circuit, I planted the throttle and put myself facing the right direction. This meant we only lost about 8 seconds. That is how you do a 360. A quick one at that as well. It was weird. It was as if the car does not like leaving the curb with both right-hand tyres at the same time. Lap 28, we came into the pits and came off these medium tyres to new medium tyres. No speeding, a purple turn-in and a quick release while running over some stationary AlphaTauri mechanics meant we entered the race back in P1, 13 seconds ahead of Max. Lap 38, we had a fourth slow lap. This one caused at turn 2 with that's turn 3. With a little too much throttle, exiting turn 3 and allowed Joe to overtake Magnussen as I was lapping Kevin. Sorry, mate. As he lost the position to Joe. We head to Kevin, now in 8th place on lap 51, but it ends there because the Ferrari blew up out of turn 3. He retired out of turn 3. He retired from the Grand Prix. So my whoops did not matter to him anyway. Lap 55, we came in for our second pit stop while running wide at turn 12. It did not any affect the pit stop though, which included no speeding, a purple turn-in and a quick release. So I entered the race first place behind lapping Alonso in 6th place. Lap 64, Alonso was in 8th and lapped and then quickly dropped down the order at the end of Sector 1 because the Renault engine, still Renault, not Alpine, gave up and retired him from the race for the second time this season. Unfortunately, doubling my chances of retiring this season. I've already explained how I'm going to do that, so I don't need to explain it anymore until after Abu Dhabi. He pulled over to the left-hand side at turn 6, and so lap 66, we had a slow lap, of course, caused by Alonso's yellow flags at turn 6. Also on lap 66, we corner cut at turn 8, giving another track limit warning. Same as lap 29, so now we have a 3-second penalty. Lap 69, we head to Zhou because he retired from the Grand Prix when Max was lapping him. Into turn 1, Zhou was in the middle of the circuit and he just broke late, collided with Hamilton, Verstappen, and sheared his front left wheel, nice thumbnail though, and became the third retirement from the Grand Prix. I've just put Grand in the they're not lyrics, script. While I almost received a puncture from some of his debris, I've also put in the script that I did receive a puncture. I didn't. I did not, and I was the only one to go near it. I, unlike the AI, cannot see the debris ahead of time, so I have more chance of hitting it if it's on the racing line. Anyway, this was my lap 71, so we came across the line, that's not how you spell line, to win the Grand Prix. Let's go! Mexico holds a special place in my childhood, so I'll be really sad if it leaves the calendar. So I'll make the most of it before it goes, because the racing's not that good in real life. It hurts me to say that. I really wish it would stay on the calendar. But I'll make the most of it before it goes by winning races like this one. Next up, Brazil. I love Sao Paulo, so it should be a great race. Now, little announcement that I said at the beginning of this highlight, voiceover. This is going to be my last Project Ultimate F1 AI season. It's been good fun, but I'm just running out of time. Not really had enough time to do any of this, and I've been missing out on a lot of stuff that I really want to do, so I'm gonna have to drop Project Ultimate. It's been really good fun, don't get me wrong. I know I've had some bad seasons recently, but that kind of has contributed to this. So yeah, after episode 78, this will be the last. Episode 78 will be the last one. Sorry if you just began to enjoy it.
It's a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Here come today's winning drivers, and what a race this was. This is a team that knows success very well in F1, and they're just itching for even more. Congratulations to the Alpine team for their excellent win today.
There we go. Unfortunately, got a little bit less of the podium than I wanted. Would have preferred that I started recording a little bit earlier, but hey, that's what happens. Oh, and a little side note on the announcement. You might want to check the date that this video came out. Just you might want to. You know, no reason why.